America is a wide and vast country filled with people, most importantly stories. The stories that linger in the town spread as well as the people did. Welcome to Strange States of America.
Welcome back to Strange States of America. We're continuing our travels in the Northeast by going to Delaware. So let's go. Delaware is a state in the mid-Atlantic region of the United States. It borders Maryland to its south and west, Pennsylvania to its north, New Jersey to its northeast, and the Atlantic Ocean to its east. The state's name derives from the adjacent Delaware Bay, which in turn was named after Thomas West, 3rd Baron Delaware, an English nobleman in the colony of Virginia's first colonial-era governor. Delaware occupies the northeastern portion of the Delmarva Peninsula, and some islands and territory within the Delaware River. It is the second smallest and sixth least populous state, but also the sixth most densely populated. Delaware's most populous city is Wilmington, and the state's capital is Dover. The second most populous city in Delaware, the state is divided into 3 counties, the fewest number of counties of any of the 50 U.S. states. From north to south, the 3 counties are Newcastle County, Kent County, and Sussex County. The southern 2 counties, Kent and Sussex counties, historically have been predominantly agrarian economies. Newcastle is more urbanized and is considered part of the Delaware Valley metropolitan statistical area that surrounds and includes Philadelphia, the nation's 6th most populous city. Delaware is considered part of the southern United States by the U.S. Census Bureau. But the state's geography, culture, and history are a hybrid of mid-Atlantic and northeastern regions of the country. Before Delaware coastline was explored and developed by Europeans in the 16th century, the state was inhabited by several Native American tribes, including the Lenape in the north and the Nanticoke in the south. The state was first colonized by Dutch traders at Zawandale, near present-day Louis, in 1631. Delaware was one of the 13 colonies that participated in the American Revolution and the American Revolutionary War, in which the American Continental Army, led by George Washington, defeated the British. Excuse me, y'all. Defeated the British, ended British colonization, and establishing the United States as a sovereign and independent nation. On December 7th, 1787, Delaware was the first state to ratify the Constitution of the United States, earning the state the nickname the First State. Since the turn of the 20th century, Delaware has become an onshore corporate haven whose corporate laws are deemed appeal to corporatization. Oh, God damn it. Corporations. Sorry. Over half of all New York Stock Exchange listed corporations and over 3/5 of the Fortune 500 is legally incorporated in the state. Let's cover a lesser-known cryptid, the Maui. Legend of the Maui originates from the American tribe from which the state takes its name. Native language describes the monster as such. Maui is a man-eating ice giant of Lenape legend, like the Wendigo of the Ojibwe and Cree tribes. Not many tales of Maui were ever recorded, but like the better-known Wendigo, Maui was a fearsome monster associated with starvation, cannibalism, and sin. A person who tasted human flesh or went mad from the cold might turn into a Maui. And in at least one Lenape legend, a Maui monster that is treated kindly and given civilized food to eat can be turned back into a human. I mean, at least you get a chance to turn back. Wendigo, from what I heard, you're one and done. There ain't no going back. But here's a nice hamburger. We're gonna turn you back into a human. Okay, let's get into another cryptid, the infamous Pukwudgie. A Pukwudgie is a human-like creature of Wampanoag folklore, found in Delaware, Prince Edward Island, and parts of Indiana and Massachusetts. Sometimes said to be 2 to 3 feet tall, or 0.61 to 0.91 meters tall. According to legend, Pukwudgies can appear and disappear at will. Shapeshift, of which the most common form is a creature that looks like a porcupine from the back and half troll, half human from the front, and walks upright. Lure people away to their deaths, use magic, launch poison arrows, and create fire. Native Americans believe that Pukwudgies were once friendly to humans, but then turned against them, and are best left alone. According to lore, a person who annoyed a Pukwudgie would be subject to nasty tricks by it, or subject to being followed by the Pukwudgie, who would cause trouble for them. They are known to kidnap people, push them off cliffs, attack their victims with short knives and spears, and to use sand to blind their victims. Pukwudgies are said to be the enemies of culture heroes, the giant Mashop and his family and his wife, Granny Squannet. One story from Wampanoag folklore explains that they began causing mischief and tormenting the natives out of jealousy of the devotion and affection the natives had for Mashop, who eventually exiled them to different parts of North America. The Pukwudgies have since been hostile to humans and took revenge by killing Mashop's 5 sons. Some variations even suggest that they killed Mashop himself. Damn, that went dark real quick. Damn it, you Pukwudgie troll ass motherfucker. We all have heard of a cat lady, What about a cat man? Although I think it's just a nickname for him. I don't think this guy had a bunch of cats. At least not that I could find, but I'm not entirely sure why they called him the cat man, but here we go. At the end of an old dirt road in southeastern Delaware, there is an old cemetery dating back to the early 1800s. Long Cemetery, also known as Colonel Armwell Long Cemetery. Long served in the Revolutionary War with George Washington, and when he died in 1834, he was buried alongside his wife and son and several other relatives in their small family plot. The land owned by the Layton family was soon turned into a large public cemetery in Armwell's memory, with him being cited as the first official burial. I mean, that must be nice to be the very first one. The Catman, however, has nothing to do with the origins of this cemetery. The Catman is actually a former caretaker, called such because of his feline or cat-like features. See? Explains the nickname. He lived in a nearby home and didn't appreciate the local teenagers who enjoyed coming to the cemetery to party or be a general nuisance. He spent much of his time running them off. When the Catman passed, he was interred in an above-ground crypt in the cemetery. But the Catman didn't take his duties as caretaker lightly, and so even in death he continued to care for the cemetery. Unfortunately, the crypt was torn down in 1994 at the request of the family. There had been too much vandalism, and the Catman and the 4 other people who claimed it as their final resting place were given regular in-ground burials. What's interesting, though, is those who had seen the crypt before it was torn down reported seeing strange scratches on the inside, almost like those of a cat's claw. Catman still had no patience for people messing around in the cemetery. There are the remains of a brick wall at the back of the cemetery. It is believed that if you knock on the wall 3 times, you will summon Catman, and he will cause the visitor's car to fail, making it difficult for you to leave. That's kind of crazy. Motherfucker took his job so seriously, he's still doing it in the afterlife, and I'm like, there ain't no way. You barely got me a light in life. Now you got me in death? Hell no. Motherfucker needs a vacation. Shit. Delaware has many more stories, but we gotta keep it moving. As y'all know, it's been super busy this time of year. I mean, because I work retail, and everybody knows, retail picks up during Christmas time, but I just been busy and exhausted at the same time, That's why this episode's late. But, so I just want to let y'all know, Strange States of America will take a break until after the new year. Don't worry, I'll be back, I promise. And by the way, happy holidays. And I'll see y'all in 2024.